Hey guys, this is a market update. Today, Jerome Powell is going to come out and tell the market where he thinks rates and the rate hiking cycle is going to go, which is important, but we can't be fooled by this constant drumming up of bad sentiment and positive sentiment based on news, which the media goes through all of the time, making us focus on the wrong thing. And I want to go through that in this video. First, we're going to go over to the Bitcoin price and really understand where we are in the cycle right now in terms of, will rates continue to go up? Are they going to stay where they are? And how does that affect the Bitcoin price? This focusing on what he says and if his tone is dovish or hawkish, it is a waste of time if you have a longer time horizon than 15 minutes. So we're going to look at some key data on this in terms of Bitcoin bear markets, where are we in that cycle and what is the risk to the upside and downside here. So firstly, the Bitcoin price over on Bybit in this setup, in this trade setup that we've had for the last few months, you can see it's just a consolidation. That's all it is. Between 20 and 25,000, it's an irrelevant price difference if you've got a longer time horizon than a few weeks, right? We're right in the middle of it, waiting for what Jerome Powell is going to say. The market and the media is going to make a big deal out of this. I just don't think it's that important. We already know what they're trying to do, and they are most of the way there. This is the important date, okay? I think it's around the 15th of September, we get the next CPI read. That is going to be much more important for the market because if inflation is coming way down, everyone is going to breathe a sigh of relief and they're going to think, okay, central banks don't have to be as crazy raising rates, trying to crush demand. If it comes in sticky high, then there's a bigger problem. This is the big one. This meeting here, completely irrelevant because the Fed always gets it wrong. They said inflation was transitory. This is a joke, okay? They don't know what the figures are going to be and they have to react to them. So understanding what they're thinking now is actually irrelevant. So for me, not a market moving event. We're actually right in the middle of the range as well. So we could go either way here. This is the big one. CPI coming down is a good thing and it will show us that the rate hikes have worked and we can get back to normality. What I mean by that is the market and the media is making a big deal over if the next rate hike is going to be 75 or 50 basis points. It is irrelevant, doesn't matter. They are targeting the Fed a terminal rate, okay? So that's the high rate that they want the actual interest rate to get to, the Fed's funds rate. They want that to be 3.5 to 3.75. Actual rates are already at 3%. So the risk, another 75 basis points on top of this maybe? It's literally irrelevant. The nominal difference here is 10, 20%, something like that, up to 3.75, 20% difference in rates. The big rate hike cycle to be really scared of was 6 to 8 months ago when the 10-year was literally at 0.5% and rates have risen 500 or 600% since then. That was what was to be afraid of. Now we're going into the part of the cycle where they can actually pause and see what's happening. They may have to push rates a bit higher or they may not, but the bulk of that is done now. And so the market, that's why the market is starting to potentially consolidate and bottom here. And I'll show you the on-chain as well to prove this. Do check out Bybit as well if you want a deposit bonus. If you are a trader, they will give you up to $4,000 as a deposit bonus in your futures trading account. If you trade futures anyway, that is a good deposit bonus. But what we really need to focus on, if you have a longer time horizon than a few weeks, is the cycles of Bitcoin. Yes, it is to do with the halving, but the more people that own Bitcoin is a diversified investment. It's a financial index. That's what it is. It is a financial index that indexes the financial health of everyone that owns it. They use the Bitcoin network to store and send value. And so Bitcoin itself is a closed-ended investment into the financial health as an index of those people. BlackRock are bringing it on. Every single large institution is bringing it on because institutions want to invest in this growing index as a financial index of everyone that uses it. Knowing that Bitcoin is a financial index that has broad exposure to every market because whoever uses it is in a different sector, is in a different country. And so knowing that Bitcoin is a diversified, broad financial index, mostly with a lot of exposure to tech as well and the growth end of the market, because A lot of traders that trade it just trade it along with that. Knowing this, you can understand that along with market cycles, Bitcoin will also bottom and top around the same time. Knowing this, you can understand that we are almost at the end of a rate hiking cycle, and we are going into a potential recession when governments come out and stimulate the economy to grow it further, and Bitcoin has exposure to that. Now, there are many more questions we can ask regarding, is growth going to be good over the next few years? If energy prices are high, what is happening with politics around the world? There are other questions for a different video, but knowing where we are in the cycle and to understand where you actually want to dip your toe in dollar cost average is really important. And Bitcoin is a diversified financial index, and it will have a big correlation to the market as well. So as we're near the end of a rate hike cycle, now that's why the market seems to be bottoming. It's saying we actually think that rates are going to come down or stay the same. And so growth can therefore start to make its way out again. And yes, there is so much bad news about rates and everything like that, but if you're not trading short term around these events, then timing the market is irrelevant anyway. That's my thoughts on it, where we are in the cycle and going through to the next part of the cycle, looking ahead. If you want to get that deposit bonus on Bybit and the other deposit bonuses, linked in description. I'm James, this is MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.